Qualifying for coverage. It's fair to say when you mention one of those items, the person you're talking to will cringe, or at the very least, their eyes will glaze over. For most of us, the healthcare system is an inconvenience, but for one family in Great Falls, it's a matter of life and death, and it's a system they say needs to change. Our Taylor Tucker investigates.
Up until 2 years ago, Ashley and Brandon Walker lived a relatively normal life. Brandon working as a welding inspector and Ashley working as a CNA at Benefice in Great Falls. The couple was raising their daughter Holly when they found out they were pregnant once again. But this time around, everything was different.
How I wonder what you are.
There in Missoula is when we found out that our daughter was was going to be born different.
Meet baby Hensley.
You want to say hi?
Hensley is the only baby in the world with a specific chromosomal abnormality, which affects everything from her head to her toes. She currently has 19 different medical providers, requires regular trips to hospitals across the state and in Seattle, and was given a life expectancy of 1 day to 20 years. And a few weeks ago, the Walkers were told starting tomorrow, Hensley would lose all Medicaid coverage.
It would again be detrimental. We would have to uproot our family out of Great Falls and move to Washington, move to somewhere closer that has better medical coverage.
Under current Medicaid law, a family of 4 in Montana can earn just over $34,000 and still be eligible for Medicaid benefits. For the Walker family, it's a typical case of we make too much to qualify, but not enough to actually afford it. But there are programs for these situations. You can get what's called an SSI form or Supplemental Security Income or be enrolled in the Big Sky Waiver program. The Walker family has an SSI form and thought they were already on the waiver program until suddenly they weren't.
We thought she was going to be safe with Medicaid. We wouldn't have to worry and fight as much anymore because she was on it. Come to find out a couple Fridays ago when Hensley had surgery, we had gotten a phone call from our lawyer stating that she is not on Big Sky Waiver. And so we questioned it, we called them, and we're back to square one.
They had all their papers. They filed all the correct forms. So now the question is, where did the Walker family go wrong, if at all? I reached out to the Department of Public Health and Human Services for an explanation. I was told they're continuing to assist the family.
Hi, Hensley.
And just yesterday, Ashley received this email explaining Hensley's coverage has been extended so long as her total resources in the bank did not exceed $2,000. For the Walkers, it's a blessing, and they're so thankful. But Ashley says the system isn't doing any favors for people who are trying to be honest. In fact, she told me quite a few people have been forced to make tough family decisions just to get coverage.
It's having to lie to get their child coverage just astonishes me. Like, we need to be the change. We need to change the system because the system is failing our kids. And why should you have to lie? Why should you have to quit your job? Why should you have to divorce to get your child coverage?
For now, the Walkers are busy enjoying the time they have with little Hensley, who they call their $1 million baby. Reporting in Great Falls, I'm Taylor Tucker, Montana Right Now.
Moving stuff right there. Despite now having full Medicaid coverage, Ashley Walker says their journey isn't over. She anticipates going through something similar to this with the Medicaid office again in the future, but still